All right, dividing fractions. Your book will give you the instructions on how to divide fractions like this. It says to divide fractions, you need to multiply by the reciprocal. Now, I'm hoping that you remember the word reciprocal. We put it in a couple of different lessons. If not, here's the quick, easy definition, and that is that a reciprocal will give you an answer of 1 when you multiply. So if I have 2/3, what would I multiply by to get 1? Well, the answer is 3 over 2. Now, why does that work? Well, let's check. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. And what is 6 divided by 6? Well, it's 1. So to find the reciprocal, the easy way to think about it is to kind of just say flip it over. Now in 6th grade, you probably learned to keep, switch, flip. Well, we're in 7th grade, and I want us to have some technical math definitions, some academic vocabulary. So we're not going to use the word flip anymore. We're going to use the word reciprocal. Keep, switch, reciprocal. And you'll hear me saying that in class. So to use these 3 steps, we're going to keep whatever the first fraction is. In this case, it's negative 1/6. The switch means to switch the division to multiplication. And we're not using the word flip, we're going to use the word reciprocal. Reciprocal means to switch this, flip this over 12 over 5. How many negative signs do we see here? I see 1, which means that my answer is going to be negative. And I'm going to simplify this before I start. I don't like reducing fractions. So I'm going to cross out this 12, write 6 times 2, because that will allow me to cross off a 6 on the top and bottom. 1 times 2 is 2. And the only thing left on the bottom is a 5. My answer is negative 2/5. Let's try another one. Keep the first fraction. Switch the division to multiplication. And that third step is reciprocal. The reciprocal of 3 over 5 is 5 over 3. I don't see any negatives, so this will be a positive answer. And again, I'm going to cross some stuff out first. I'm going to reduce before because I don't like simplifying fractions. So I'm going to change this 15 into 5 times 3. That allows me to cross off a 5 on the top and bottom. And my answer will be 2 over 9. 3 times 3 is 9, and I only had a 2 left on the top. Well, of course, we have to worry about mixed numbers, but you've seen this many times. How do we usually deal with mixed numbers? We change them to improper fractions. Once we have improper fractions, we're going to keep, switch, reciprocal, just like we did on that first page. So I'll change this by doing 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7 over 3. Divided by, and this is going to be a negative. I'm going to go ahead and put that negative in right now. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3, 33, and the denominator stays the same. Now I can do keep, switch, reciprocal. I'm going to keep the 7 over 3. I'm going to switch division to multiplication, and I'm going to write the reciprocal of this number. The reciprocal would be negative 5 over 33. Then I can finish this. I'd like you to finish this, please, on your notes. I can see that the answer is going to be negative because there's only 1. I'm going to go ahead and change these into improper fractions, and I'm going to ask you to finish this problem on your own. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10 over 7. That's a negative. Just comes straight down. This is going to be 14 times 2, 28, plus 3, 31, and the denominator stays the same, 14. I'm going to leave this one here for you to finish. That means you need to keep switch reciprocal and then come up with an answer. Will this answer be positive or negative? I only see one negative sign, so this must be a negative answer. And we've got an opportunity to evaluate once again. We know that evaluate means that we're going to substitute a number in for a variable. So instead of writing A divided by B, I'm going to write bubble divided by bubble. And over here, I'm going to write negative bubble divided by bubble. Now I can go back and fill in 2 and 1/8 for A. Oh, here's another A, 2 and 1/8. And for B, I'm filling in negative 3/4. Uh-oh. Right here, this is the reason we use bubbles, so that we don't lose any of our negatives. This, I remember, is going to turn into a positive number. Go ahead and work on these a little bit, turning it into an improper fraction. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17 over 8. Now that I have my problem set up, I can keep the first number, switch division to multiplication, and the reciprocal of negative 3 over 4 will be negative 4 over 3. That's ready for me to finish. What I was saying right here, remember that double negative becomes a positive. This is a giant plus sign. It's turned this positive. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. And this is a positive 3 over 4 now. I can do my keep, switch division to multiplication, and reciprocal. I've got 2 more problems for you to complete in your notes. Now here is going to be an example that will show exactly what it is that we're doing. If we had 5 pounds of ground beef to make hamburgers, this first problem would be pretty easy. If I wanted to make patties that were 1 pound each, how many could I make? Well, I'm being asked to do 5 divided by 1. Take this 5 pounds and make 1 pound patties. Well, 5 divided by 1 is 5. That seems pretty obvious. Here's my 5 pounds of meat, and if each burger is 1 pound, there it is. I've got a total of 5 burgers. If we wanted to make patties that were a ½ pound each, well, now I'm being asked to do 5 divided by 1/2. Let's see what that would look like. Here's those 5 pounds, but now they're cut into ½ pounds. Well, how many burgers would I be able to get now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why am I able to get more burgers now? Because I'm making smaller burgers. They're not 1 pound anymore, they're only a ½ pound. Here's what it looks like doing keep, switch, reciprocal. And I'm going to turn this into a fraction as well. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. My answer is 10. I can make 10 burgers that way. Final question, if we wanted to make patties that were a 1/4 pound, so now they're even smaller, I'm being asked to do 5 divided by 1/4. What would that look like? Well, here's my 5 pounds. Now I'm dividing them into quarters. How many burgers can I make? There's 1 burger, 2 burgers, 3 burgers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I can make 20 patties that way because they're even smaller than before. Watch what happens. 5, there's my keep. Here's my switch. Here's my reciprocal. I'm going to turn this into a fraction, multiply across. 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 1 is 1. There's my answer. My answer is 20. I can make 20 patties. Here's a challenge question. If you are up for something, extending your knowledge, working a little bit harder, remember order of operations, grouping symbols, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, and then add and subtract. You're going to need to do this top part first. Multiply those two fractions together. And then remember that this symbol means divide. So you're going to get an answer, and then you're going to divide it by 7/9. I'm going to get a fraction, divide by 7/9, so I'm going to do my keep switch reciprocal to come up with a final answer. Here's something else I would like you to try. This shouldn't be here. Let me go ahead and cross this out. You have 3 pounds of candy to put into treat bags for a party. If you put 2/3 of a pound in each bag, how many bags can you fill? I'd like you to go ahead and come up with an answer here. How many bags will you be able to fill? And here's a game that you can do to practice dividing fraction. It's a basketball type game, tinyurl.com/carnesdivfractions.